All right, listener, buckle in because we are diving deep into some Diablo 2 action today. And you guessed it, we are talking about those kicks and changes.
Yeah,
You dropped a whole stack of info on Dragon Talon and Dragon Tail updates.
it's a big one.
And this isn't just like a little oh, hey, we're going to tweak some numbers here. This is like full on shove into powerhouse territory.
Yeah, you are not wrong. These buffs are nothing short of like really exciting for anyone who's a Kixen enthusiast.
Okay.
We're talking like significant damage increases, potentially could redefine how this build tackles all of Sanctuary.
Now, I've dabbled with the Kicksins before, and they've always been fun, a little niche, but fun. What's got you so energized about these particular changes?
You know, it's all about the potential that this unlocks, right? So before this season, Kixins, yeah, they were viable, sure, but they weren't really topping leaderboards or anything.
Right.
These changes to Dragon Talon specifically, I think really has the potential to change the game entirely.
Okay. Color me intrigued. Let's break down the nitty-gritty.
Okay, let's do it.
What exactly got boosted, and how much of a difference does it actually make?
So let's just start with the star of the show here, Dragon Talon.
Okay.
Base enhanced damage bonus. That jumped from a pretty decent 30% to a whopping 50%.
Whoa. Okay.
That's a big jump.
Yeah.
So that's just right off the bat, just a huge boost to your base kick damage.
Okay, so right off the bat, we are talking about, like, we're hitting way harder with kicks now.
Way hard. Oh, yeah, for sure. And it gets even better.
Okay.
The enhanced damage per level also got a little bump. It went from 20 to 25%.
Okay.
Which may not seem like a lot, but when you get up to like level 80, you're talking an extra 2,000% enhanced damage.
Whoa, okay, now those are the kinds of numbers that make my ears perk up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the kicking harder with the Dragon Talon itself.
Yeah.
There's some synergy action happening in here, too.
Yeah. So Dragon Tail and Dragonflight, which are kind of essential skills for any kind of Kixen build.
Right.
Both of those saw their synergy bonuses from those skills increase from 18 to 22%.
Okay, now for our listeners who might be new to this whole synergy thing, what does that actually mean for their kicks in the heat of battle?
So synergies are basically like force multipliers. So every point you put into Dragontail and Dragonflight not only makes those skills stronger independently, but they also boost your Dragon Talon damage even further.
Okay.
And with these new increases, that boost is just, it's way bigger than it used to be.
So we're talking about a potential domino effect here.
Absolutely.
Stronger supporting skills lead to even more powerful kicks.
Yeah.
But how does this translate to actually playing the game? Does this mean I can finally obliterate those pesky Oblivion Knights with a single kick?
Well, maybe not with a single kick.
Okay.
We're getting close, though.
Right.
No, but seriously, it means faster clear speeds. You're going to be able to take on tougher enemies that might have given you some trouble before. And maybe, just maybe, you could finally beat those Ubers you've had your eye on. We might even see, like, some entirely new builds emerge that just weren't really possible before, you know.
Right.
Like, someone just handed you, like, a brand new toolbox full of all these powerful upgrades.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
It's not just about raw power, though, right?
Yeah.
This feels like it could change how the Kixen is actually played
Yeah.
on a fundamental level.
Totally.
Like, how are we approaching engagements now?
Imagine this. You're no longer kind of like pigeonholed into these super specific gear choices.
Right.
That used to be essential for a Kixen to really shine.
Yeah.
This opens up a whole new world of build diversity.
Okay.
Like, want to experiment with different gear, different skills, different approach altogether? Go for it.
Now you're speaking my language. So with this newfound freedom and power, what are some gear choices that really make this revamped Kixen sing?
So first things first, hold on tight to your Astrion's Iron Wards and Stalker's Cull.
Okay.
Those might not have gotten like a direct buff or anything.
Right.
But remember what we talked about.
Yeah.
A bigger base damage means that those weapons become even more potent.
Music to my ears. I've always had a soft spot for those. What else are we looking at? Any other items that synergize particularly well with these buffed up skills?
Absolutely. For gloves, steel wrens are looking mighty fine.
Yep.
With that extra enhanced damage and crushing blow.
Nice.
And then, you know, if you're feeling a little adventurous, Grave Palm could be an interesting choice with that deadly strike boost.
Oh, interesting.
Just be mindful of that lower defense.
Little glass cannon approach?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I like it. I like it. But we can't forget the boots.
Oh, yeah.
Those are practically made for a Kixen.
It's got to be Gore Riders, right?
Yeah.
I mean, those are practically synonymous with the Kixen build.
Yeah.
with that deadly strike and attack speed boost.
Right.
Though, for just pure damage output, a nicely rolled pair of upped War Travelers are tough to beat.
I'm taking notes. This is gold. But we got to stay alive to dish out all that damage.
That's right.
What about those crucial defensive slots?
All right, so for a belt, Verdungo's Hardy Cord is your new best friend.
Okay.
It's got that much needed physical damage reduction to keep you in the fight.
Okay.
Plus, vitality, faster hit recovery, it's a lifesaver.
That's what I call a well-rounded piece of gear. And for those of us who like to sprinkle in a bit more offense, even in our defensive slots, how about String of Ears?
Excellent choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that life leech and physical damage reduction can really make all the difference, especially when you're wading through hordes of demons.
This is all fantastic information, but before we get too lost in gear optimization,
Right.
let's bring it back to the bigger picture for a second.
Okay.
We've talked about the what?
Yeah.
Increased damage, new build possibilities.
Yeah.
But what about the how?
Okay.
How does this actually change the way that we approach, those higher level difficulties or even PvP?
That's the million-dollar question, right? I mean, we know the potential is there, but now it's all about testing and refining.
Okay.
This is where things get really exciting for theory crafters and like the hardcore players,
Yeah.
We're talking about potentially redefining how Kixins fare against those notoriously difficult bosses.
Right.
Or even in the heat of PvP combat.
It's almost like a whole new chapter has been added to the Kicks In playbook.
Totally.
And I don't know about you, but I'm itching to see what strategies and tactics the community comes up with.
Oh, yeah, me too. Like, I can already picture those montage videos, players showcasing, like, lightning-fast clears through Chaos Sanctuary,
Right.
taking down Uber Diablo with a flurry of kicks.
Yeah, it's satisfying.
Oh, yeah.
This all sounds incredibly promising.
Yeah.
But as with any major change, there are always those lingering questions.
Sure.
What are some potential downsides or challenges that come with these Kicks-In buffs? Do they have to sacrifice anything for all this newfound power?
That's the thing. On the surface, it doesn't seem like there's, like, a direct trade-off. It's not like they suddenly have lower defense or something.
Right.
However, and this is just speculation on my part,
Okay.
there might be a greater need for very specific gear or stat investments to truly maximize these changes.
So it's like having this incredible high-performance engine.
Exact.
But you need the right fuel and tuning
Yes.
to really unleash its full potential.
Precisely. And that's where the true mastery comes in.
Right.
Understanding the nuances of these changes.
Right.
And finding that optimal balance between damage output, survivability, and your own personal playstyle.
It sounds like there is a lot of room for experimentation and fine-tuning here,
Oh, absolutely.
which I imagine is music to the ears of all you Diablo theory crafters out there.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. I mean, that's the beauty of this game, right? There's always something new to discover, always some new strategy to explore, and especially with like game-changing updates like these.
It's like Diablo 2 just got a fresh coat of paint and a turbocharged engine all at the same time.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
Speaking of which, any parting words of wisdom for our listeners before they dive back into Sanctuary, boots flying?
Just remember, these changes, they've shaken things up a bit.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to revisit those old assumptions about Kixins.
Right.
Experiment, try out different builds, play around with your gear.
Yeah.
And most importantly, just have fun rediscovering the power of the Kixin.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
It's a whole new era for Kixins, and I, for one, am incredibly excited to see what the Diablo community does with it. So, to all you listeners, get out there, unleash those fury-filled kicks, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to uncover the next meta-breaking Kixin build. And hey, if you do, be sure to let us know. Until next time, happy hunting.